Results of three halogens K2, L2, and M2 added to separate aqueous solution. Okay, so you can see from here, all right, K2, L2, M2. M2, when reacts with K minus and L minus, K2 are formed. All right, you can see over here, K2 form, L2 form. So it shows that M2 must be the most reactive halogen, right? The more reactive halogen will always displace the less reactive halogen. So which means M2 here would be, okay, out of these three, chlorine, say chlorine, bromine, and iodine. So the most reactive one or the strongest oxidizing agent here is chlorine. So M2 should be chlorine. Okay, out of the three, the one that has no reaction for all will be L2. So this one should be iodine, and K2 should be bromine, right? Okay, so when L2 reacts with thiosulfate, when iodine reacts with thiosulfate, the oxidation number or state of sulfur increases the most compared to the reaction between M2 and thiosulfate. This is wrong because I2 is actually the weakest oxidizing agent, so the sulfur doesn't increase as much. In fact, when iodine reacts with thiosulfate, all right, you realize that you form S4O6 2 minus, right? 2I minus. Okay, so this is what you get. All right, to balance you get 2 here. So sulfur increases from +2 to an average of +2.5. All right, so but what is M2? M2 is chlorine. When chlorine reacts with thiosulfate, okay, I'm not going to balance the whole thing, but thiosulfate will become sulfate. All right, so it's actually +6 over here. So there's a greater change in oxidation state from +2 to +6 for chlorine. Okay, so definitely one is wrong. Okay, L minus, where's the L minus? Okay, L is actually I, so it's I minus, right? Forms a precipitate with silver nitrate that is insoluble in excess equals ammonia. That's true, because it forms silver iodide, which is insoluble. This is definitely true. Okay, K plus and M minus ions can be distinguished by adding hexane. Not true. Hexane can only be used as a solvent for the halogens and not the halides. So it can distinguish for K2 and maybe M2. Yep, but not K minus and M minus. Alright, so this is definitely wrong. Okay, so the answer here seems like it's only 2 only.